Okay, Ken, tell me about this bill. Some people are asking, what's the bill with the hemp? Right?
Oh, yeah.
We can't get too high?
Yeah, you can't get too high.
You guys can't get too high. You can get high, but not that high.
Now, the Senate and the Tennessee Senate and House have sent a bill to Governor Lee, who can sign it into law, that restricts the sale of certain hemp products that get you high. Notably, that would be the hemp flower. That when you smoke it, it exceeds the federal allowable limit of 0.3% of THC, which is the chemical that gets you high. So the hemp flower is definitely going to be banned. It looks like any pre-rolled joints that you can currently buy in the dispensaries, those will be banned. And then vapes will be banned if they exceed the 0.3% federal allowable limit of THC.
Do we know where Lee is with this bill?
I have not heard.
Is he a big smoker? I don't think he is.
I wouldn't think Governor Lee is token up.
There's been bills in the past that he was against that he just allowed to become law without his signature because there's a supermajority, and if
they can override it.
If they want the law, they're getting the law.
Yeah, and that's look, I'm one of these, I'm a teetotaler. For those of you guys who don't know, I don't drink. I don't smoke.
You don't do anything.
And in fact, I've never even had a taste of alcohol. So I'm one of these teetotalers. If I go in, I was telling everybody when I first moved out here, I had to go have a tooth removed. And I'm like, just pull it. We're good. I don't need anything. I don't ibuprofen. I'm going to be fine. I don't like that stuff. Never have. I grew up in a family, drugs, alcohol, that stuff. It was awful. But yeah. I don't care if, this is one of those ridiculous things where it's like, really? Like, are we doing this? Like, I feel like you almost got to go out of your way.
It's a boogeyman that they're pretending to save us from.
Yeah.
It's not a real boogeyman. It's not that big of a deal. If you have an issue with it, you know what? Don't ingest it. And if you do have an issue, if you don't have an issue with it and you do choose to ingest it, then just be responsible when you do, just like you would with alcohol.
Which is hard, man. I think you're absolutely right about the boogeyman thing. Same thing with the vape. Somebody asked earlier, like, what's going on with all the vape stuff and taking the other flavors? It's like, here's the thing about the Republicans. They talk the great game about, they want to be about the freedoms and give you all these kind of things, but then they would come in and regulate the hell out of every stuff. Well, this could lead to, you know what leads to stuff? Alcohol. Very rarely do my friends like, I started straight with heroin.
Yeah, you can buy as much alcohol as you want.
Exactly.
I went from 7th grade to meth.
It's like, and I look at this and the boogeyman that they're looking for. Stop trying to. They regulate the hell out of everything, and it is frustrating. And like I said, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't care that you do. And if you're going to be irresponsible, this doesn't stop anybody from smoking weed. You're going to go get it. Right? I mean, if you want to smoke, if you want to wake and bake, you're going to go do it.
Yeah, and the law be damned, because people right now, if they want to smoke pot, they smoke pot.
This would have been, the safest way, this could send some people back to the black market, which then totally. you don't know what you're getting.
Oh, it definitely
then.
will. Yeah, Ken's right. Yeah, that's definitely going to happen.
And you have no idea what you're getting then.
No, you don't. Now,
you could be going for some flour and get some fentanyl instead.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is a scary thing. And you're also losing tax revenue, which is something.
Yeah, Georgia they are ecstatic because I think you can still get hemp flour in Georgia. So the smokers will definitely be headed down Chattanooga way.
Now, if you're caught with it,
you'll be in trouble.
So
well, is it Davidson County that decriminalized?
Yeah, the district attorney Glenn Funk has said that he would not be prosecuting cases involving small amounts of marijuana.
Which is just it's such a explain to me what is the difference between going home and having a couple pops at night of wine, or like Belle goes home every night. It's like, dude, I had a couple Zimas last night. I relaxed, put my feet up, did my hair.
It's not Zimas, they're wine coolers, you bastard.
Had some Bartles and James. And I went back in time, got me some of those. But no, what's the difference with going home and having a few beers or having a hit and just relaxing? Having some gummies.
Yeah.
It's just, it's like Republicans, the overreach at times of wanting to control, these things. Well, I'm doing it because it's going to break down society. Trust me, society's got a lot of problems, and there's other things you could be working on that would probably benefit us a little bit more. That's why I wish After was here, because we were hoping to talk about Real Idea, but like the pot for potholes.
Yeah.
We got potholes. I can tell you that brings people more headaches than anything else, whether or not somebody's smoking a little weed.
Yeah. And again, you can buy all the liquor you want.
Yeah, that's true.
Go out there and drive around.
And they're not getting rid of hemp. They're getting rid of hemp that they feel is too much.
Well, yeah. They want to bring it in. They want to bring it under like I said, the 0.3% THC level, which that's the federal allowable limit. And with the flower, what the argument is with the flower, before you smoke it, there's no way to tell how much THC is in it until you do smoke it, and apparently it comes up in exceedance of that 0.3%.
So it's
Let's
a surprise.
check the fun meter. Oh, there's too much fun on this.
There's too much fun. Yeah.
I don't know what this does to gummies or seltzers now. You can buy THC seltzers in liquor stores. This does move the hemp industry under control of the Alcoholic Beverage Commission.
Which is, hemp, man, that thing's got just anytime they go after hemp, and again, I don't partake. Somebody said, do you partake? No, I don't. I don't do anything. I don't care if anybody does. I don't. I've never, but it's just the hypocrisy of always wanting to overregulate, come in and control, come in and take, both sides
we have
do
to
it.
save people from themselves.
No, you don't. You don't have to save anybody from themselves.
Somebody might smoke this and fall down.
What if you did? I don't care if you wake and bake in the morning. Let me tell you something. Some of you guys
wake and bake.
Yeah. And somebody said it's about, it is about the lobbyists. I always said eventually
it's money.
It is money. Eventually the weed lobbyist is going to get so powerful, and it's almost there, where the money is going to be so big that the feds will have no choice but to say, the problem with the feds and the weed is saying tomorrow, let's just say they decide we're going to legalize it. Well, how many people do you have in jail? Mostly black young men and black now old men who've done.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, right. Who've done years and decades in prison.
For selling a little bit of grass.
For selling a little bit of weed. Grass, like you said, not even weed, grass. And it's odd that you can go, 100 miles this way and it's totally illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's just it's a bizarre situation, but the overreach of trying to, we can't let you do that because what if you guys had fun? What? And then they'll come up and somebody will text us, I'm sure, that'll say, well, it's the gateway drug.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Cigarettes are the gateway drug.
Cigarettes and alcohol.
Cigarettes and booze, baby.
All my friends who partied when I was a kid, first thing they did was drink. I never had anybody smoked weed first.
Yeah, it's always alcohol.
It's always alcohol. And where'd they get that? It's in mom and dad's house, right? It's in they're like they a little place there for their booze or their beer or whatever. That's where it's at.
Little town I grew up in, it was a little bait shop.
Yeah,
they just sell it to us.
Like you said, though, man, this is designed to prevent people from just deciding to wake up one morning and decide to do drugs and start with heroin. Because that's so common.
Yeah, well, it happens all the time. God turned water into wine, but he should have turned mud into bud. Oh, my goodness. I want the helmet law done away also. You know what? I got no problem. That's the weird thing. Coming from California, first of all, Arizona was open carry.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no helmet law in California. So it's weird to see somebody riding around on a bike with no helmet. And I thought to myself, I don't care.
Yeah, and if you choose not to wear a seatbelt or you choose not to wear a helmet, you're not incredibly smart. But government's job is not to save you from yourself.
No, it's not. But they think it is because they have to justify we're doing this. It's enough.
Plus, they're able to take it, twist it, and make revenue off of it.
And what do they do? Like, remember, Colorado was the first one to go, okay, we're just going to let everybody get stoned.
Yeah.
And then they kind of let it get out of control where, like, you'd walk down anywhere in Denver, you're like, oh, my God, right? But,
yeah.
But what did they do? Same thing in California. They charged so much tax that everybody went back to their old dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they couldn't afford it anymore. Right? So,
you cannot provide a better deal financially than the black market can. And if you tax things to a certain point, you're just simply boosting the black market.
So
I'm not saying that, you make the stuff free and we hand it out on every street corner, but stop pretending like you're controlling people because you're not. If somebody wants to smoke pot, they smoke pot.
Well, you drive people, like you said, back underground.
Yeah.
And then they go, and like I said, you don't know what they're getting. Fentanyl could be in some of these things, but you drive them. You take away the tax revenue on yourself. You make it so onerous as to operate. I mean, the ridiculousness of the fact that even in places where it's legal, they can't even get a bank account.
Jason brings up a really good point. He's thankful for the legislation because it saved him. Otherwise, he would have done some of that flour and woke up the next morning selling his body.
That would have been horrible.
Yeah, we can't have that. We're protecting Jason from himself.
So ask Ken about when he thought he was getting pulled over with weed in his trunk.
It wasn't in my trunk. It was in my back seat.
Oh.
And it was about a quarter pound of it that my cousin just gave to me because he grew trees of it.
Oh, my Lord.
God, I need to be related to you.
State trooper got in front of me and one was behind me.
Damn. Look at you, man. You was moving weight.
What state was it?
It was in Oklahoma.
And
I was 19.
Oh, wow.
And, my car, I don't think I had a tag. And I just said, okay, here we go.
You learned your lesson. Don't challenge it.
How terrified were you?
Don't challenge nanny government.
I was scared to death, man. I mean, I thought we went along like that for 8 miles.
Did you think for a second, man, they pulled me over, I'm going to jail forever?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because back then they would put you,
back
especially
then.
for
You
a quarter
kidding me?
pound.
Yeah, you might as well have had a dead body.
Yeah, but got to this little bitty town called Beggs, Oklahoma, that was basically at the time a service station and a post office, and the troopers turned off there, pulled it beside each other. I guess they were on break, and I went on my merry way.
You got home, you smoked all of that, so you never had to worry about it again.
Well, I was actually telling God, I'll never do it again, Jesus. I'll never do it again.
That is when Ken became a Rastafarian.
That's when Ken started lying to our Lord and Savior.
Ken's like, Lord, I'm never going to do that again. I'm so sorry for that. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah. But, man, with my cousin, I had free access to it. Wow. He was a great farmer.
Was his farm called Tegrity?
Tegrity Farms, baby. Look at all the people. You know what's funny?
Until the day the helicopters flew over. That's when then his children were born and he stopped farming.
Oh, that's a bummer. Nowadays, I mean, the money
he'd
they
be
make.
rich now.
Yeah, nowadays. I've got a buddy, radio guy. I won't say who he is, but I think he's just retired. He's got a ton of farmland near Boston in Massachusetts, like a ton. And I'm like, it's worth millions to sell. He goes, man, I'm making more money than I've ever dreamed of because it's all the growers have come out and bought at least all this land for me.
Yeah.
I don't have to do a thing. Crazy.